Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. Want to thank you for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in the replay. You're now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian own, nothing control everything. This is a special edition episode. Hampton Freeze Private Placement Insurance. Excited to do this particular episode. Appreciate everybody for tuning in so you can get this quality information. These are one of those brief episodes, special edition episodes, because so many people say, oh, yeah, I'm an information junkie. This is the episode for the information junkies. Oh, man, I need the information, man. I want the information. If I get the information, I could just do it on my own. So, we're going to go ahead and go into what people say, oh, yeah, I got life insurance. I deal with the insurance. I know about the insurance. Okay, you know about the insurance, right? So we're just going to go ahead and do an episode today about the Hampton Freeze. You can Google it. A Hampton Freeze primarily refers to a special private placement life insurance, or PPLI, designed, developed by Craig Hampton. So we are doing this episode because we actually have run into individuals that work with this individual, even currently, and so we know, when you hang out in the right rooms, when you have the right association, you can get in rooms and deal with someone that's next to Craig Hampton, or you see even meet Craig Hampton yourself. And so this individual in the early 1990s for high net worth individual tax planning. These strategies, sometimes called frozen cash value. Everybody says, "Oh yeah, I got a cash value life insurance policy." Yeah, is yours frozen? Were designed for very large premiums, often $100 million. So they called it a Hampton Freeze. He's the individual to help individuals develop this type of policy. What is it? It is a sophisticated tax planning tool for ultra high net worth investors. So individuals. So once again, it's ultra high net worth. It's not even for high net worth. 30 million, 50 million up. You got more of 100 million. Well, Church Christian, why are you sending this to us? Why are you telling us about the Hampton Freeze? How this gonna help me out? I don't have $100 million. That's what somebody's gonna say. I don't have $100 million. Right. That's the case. So what's the benefit of knowing this information? Or because for the information junkie. Well, if you plan on being an ultra high net worth investor, it's important to know this information. It's important to know the information because whether y'all know it or not, this is just a name of a particular policy that's, once again, it's just for ultra high net worth. It doesn't mean that this policy can't be put into something for the everyday individual, and that's something that people would say, oh man, Trust Christian, is that really true? Of course it is. Insurance companies cover everybody that qualify. So they're just have a specific policy for people that actually make significant amount of money. So we have people that listen to the vault and they have that type of money. As well, there are people that don't. Point being is, you have the opportunity to know what to have when you get there. You also now know a policy that you can mention to somebody and say, hey, look, even though I don't have $100 million or X, Y, and Z, I would like to still have something similar to what will be considered a Hampton Freeze. Oh, really, Trust Christian? Straight up. Same structure for the most part, just not the same amount of money. We're not giving legal advice or financial advice. Everybody says they're utilizing the cash value life insurance policy. Oh, I have a cash value, I have the life insurance policy. But are you focused on utilizing it for what other people are utilizing it for at a higher level? So, sure, there's more benefits for having more money in the policy, but you still have to, the agent still has to write it properly. And they're talking about private placement life insurance, so this is specifically for a specific group of people, but at the end of the day, it's still private placement. It's something that says, oh, when you get over a certain amount of money, you qualify, where basically the bank will pay for it. They'll accept your company as a corporate guarantee and the bank will pay for it. There's various different things. Corporate guarantees and bank guarantees. Those are things that you want to make it a point to be aware of. You just want to be aware of these things. Okay, so a lot of people do have companies that's making significant money. Did you know your company could be a guarantor? See, so many people don't know the financial terms, so they don't really know what a guarantor is. They think they have to PG everything. They think it has to come out of pocket for them to pay for the insurance policy or pay for things when they get to a certain level. They don't know, a lot of people don't know at what level do you stop paying for things. They think, oh man, if I get all this money, I'm gonna have to still keep paying for everything. And that's definitely not true. Because the more money you make, sometimes the less money you definitely have to, well, you do have to invest money, quote unquote, in your research, such as what we're talking about today in this particular episode. So if that's the case, then you see, okay, sure, there's policies at a higher level, but there's also policies that you can implement based off of just being in the right rooms, being with the right people, getting the right information. Some people say, oh, Christian, did you just Google this? No, once again, we actually are connected with relationships with this individual. Are you? And we're talking about like somebody that could put you on the phone with them, because we already know that you're really about 3 to 6 degrees of separation away from some of the people that you need to change your life and your life with life changing money, for sure. For sure. And when it comes to this type of information, just even able to bring it up in a conversation with someone that is in insurance, or someone that is of the means, then you could have that conversation. Are you familiar with this? Oh yeah, I heard about it, and I have a conversation about it. But how are you gonna have a conversation about it if you don't know about it? And how are you going to be able to make a dialogue about it if you don't know about it? So very, very important to have a understanding that, once again, private placement life insurance, or these are things that pretty much, whether y'all know it or not, other organizations will pay for it as a guarantee. It's like, here we go. So Warren Buffett, he actually is in the insurance business, and he's in what's called the life settlement business. So what they do is they go out and they buy people's policies while they're still living, and they actually buy them from the people. So the insurance company will reach out to you. We're not, this isn't financial advice, legal advice. You'll do more research when you talk to the agent. But for the most part, there's life settlement companies that contact the insurance company, and they say, we have some money and we're willing to buy insurance premiums from people. We're willing to buy their policies from them, and it's called a life settlement policy. So the insurance company will come up with whatever they're gonna come up with, and they'll tell the basic person that's already in that policy to say, hey, look, we have an offer. Are you willing to accept this offer? You got bought out of your insurance. That happens every day. And that's why Warren Buffett's in that business. Because life settlement, they're settling a life insurance policy. Let's stay to what we're talking about today, where it's not Warren Buffett buying them, it's you and your family estate, the businesses around you, your business itself, being able to get a corporate guarantee. Definitely excited. We want to do this episode. It's a special edition, a legacy episode, because maybe some people aren't going to become an ultra high net worth investor, but there's some underlying truths to this particular episode. There's some exciting information that was given in this particular episode, and we're excited to know that we know most people on the internet aren't talking about a Hampton freeze. Why? Because they don't have $100 million. But at the end of the day, it's not about just having $100 million. It's about knowing that these policies and what they're for. If somebody's in an ultra high net worth position and they're utilizing insurance for tax purposes, what do you think you should be doing? Did you inquire? Did you inquire about how? Oh, I have cash value life insurance, but you don't know how to make it a write off. You don't know how it to benefit you on the tax side. So how are you going to do that? You got to find the right people, and they're not just sitting on the internet, just like Trust Christian and the Vault. They're not just sitting on the internet on YouTube. They're not, especially when you're dealing with ultra high net worth investors. It's not that many of them, so they're very targeted in their marketing, targeted in their who they want to actually engage. So, oh man, Trust Christian, that's not. I don't have that type of money. So how is this once again gonna help me? I don't have the money. So how is it gonna? How is this gonna work out for me? How's it gonna benefit me? But so many come to the vault. I got 2, 3, 4 cash value life insurance policies. Okay. And did you read over and compare it to the Hampton Freeze yet? As you build your wealth, are you utilizing it in the same capacity and just building up the reserve, building up the account, making sure you're making payments? Are you making sure? Do you even know what the number you need to have in there before it becomes a self-sustaining policy? Do you know the number that needs to get in there that you can, pretty much not just have it funded on its own, but Hampton free status? You know how much money you need to have to where someone will give a corporate guarantee against this policy, whether it's or even a bank guarantee against the policy, so you can go and take a loan from it. Correct? When you have corporate guarantees and bank guarantees on it, correct? That's the difference, ladies and gentlemen. So we really at the vault, we really encourage the listeners to get out their comfort zone, go into new rooms, go into new environments, get around people that have substantial amounts of money. Some people might find this hard to do or something, and if you do, it ain't gonna work out for you. Why? Because birds of a feather flock together. If you're wealthy, you're gonna associate with other wealthy people. It's not gonna be a, oh well, I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not gonna go around those people because I have to think a certain way. Or I don't want to think a certain way, or I don't want to be around people because I think they're gonna be a certain way. And think about it. You say you focused on being wealthy. If you know who wealthy people are, how would you know if you're not around them? How would you know? How would you know who to associate with, who not to associate with? So once again, we're just really thankful. We've been in great company with a lot of great people on the private side. Everybody says, "Oh, I'm going private. I want to be private. I'm focused on private." If you're focused on the private, then you're gonna go and find people that have these type of policies because it's called a private policy. It's not just a public policy. If you already are aware that, hey, I'm in the public, I have a public policy. Policy meaning it's in the public for the most part, or something about the public's involved, regulators or otherwise. Okay. So if you know that that's the public side, then when you on the public side, that's who you talking to. That's the people that you talking to. It's people on the public side. There are people on the private side, ladies and gentlemen, and the private people are letting you know that yes, they are alive, they are well, and we're letting you know that there's various pieces of information that are going to enable you to keep the wealth, let alone build it properly. But so many are missing that because it's so easy to not know it. Why? Because if you're not in the right rooms, you will never know it. If you're not around the right association, you'll never know it. And if you do, if you pull up on it and, oh yeah, I stumbled upon this information, Trust Christian, sounds good, but okay, do you have reference to anyone you could talk to? Are you making it a point to get around those people that utilize this information or have this information too as well? Because you want to be able to have a conversation about the information. And who are you talking to about it? Are you talking to the bank about it? Are you talking to insurance agents about it? Who are you talking to? Once again, we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening to replay. Always appreciate you for tuning in live, listening to replay. You can feel free to reach out Christian at trustchristian.com for a consultation. Once again, this actually came from one of our in-house insurance people as well, and they pretty much are, ultra high net worth investor, agent, and so, him letting us know that, you know, that he's right there with this individual just lets you know you're in good company, you're in good stead, and the focus is just to make it a point to maximize those relationships. Anything you want to get around those relationships, you want to get around those relationships. You want to get around those relationships. How are you going to be successful and you're not around those relationships? It's like, what is the relationship with you and the relationship with the money? If the relationship with the money is you saying it's a good thing, then you're going to be around others that have it. Some people will say, oh, yeah, I could do it by myself. Hey, have fun with that thought, But from what we saw, remember, Trust Christian going to give it straight from the heart. We were sitting in a room last year with some billionaires, maybe even a year before last. And we were sitting there. We were at pretty much like a organizational event. And it just comes down to you see the families and you see that at the end of the day, nothing is big that doesn't have massive amount of people involved. And when you're in rooms of wealth, you'll see it's not one person, it's multiple families and multiple and dozens of families that are in the room aggregating their capital sometimes to a manager that they trust. That's a big deal because you say, for example, like they'll have things called multifamily offices. So multifamily is basically where you have a bunch of families and they have one asset manager. But the thing about it is this manager may have worked for like a bigger firm. They may have worked for a huge firm, banking. They could have been an ex-banker, and so now they're doing things privately. You get all these guys over in there talking about, I'm a trader, I be trading. Yeah, all these guys talking about they be trading. Everybody say they trading because everybody say trading so easy. Well, why don't you go out and show your track record to a wealthy family and get them to hire you so you can make, and they're going to give you an account to manage. That's what you asking for. We were sitting there talking to one of the partners a few days ago, man, and we were just talking to him, and we were just talking about like a lot of people don't even know about the Bloomberg account. They try to say they traders, but they don't have a Bloomberg account. They not dropping the money on a Bloomberg account. They just want, oh man, Trust Christian, I'm a trader. Okay, what's that mean? You making $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month? When you supposed to be a trader, those are geometrical earnings. There's no, oh, I get an hourly wage for trading if you doing it on your own. So what are we talking about here? People would say these type of things like, oh, I'm a trader. Okay. If you are a trader, then you can pick and choose how much money you generate. And so many want to get into trading and treat it like it's a job. Oh yeah, if I just get in trading, I make an extra $5,000 a month. Like, what are you talking about? It's not a fixed income job. It's not a fixed income job. It's a business. Okay. Same thing with the information that we're getting here. People say, oh, I got the information about trading. They don't have the proper accounts. They're not doing business through corporations. They doing it in a personal name, but they making real life salary money. They sitting at home and not able to write it off. They trading off their phone and don't know how to write it off. Don't know how to utilize it as a business expense. Is this what we talking about? That's what we talking about. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live, listens in a replay. You can feel free to reach out and get a consultation. Christian at trustchristian.com. We definitely are on the move nowadays. Quite a few trustees have enrolled this year, and so we're just making it a point to stay on the road right now, really focus on very specific family needs, and do it that way. I think those are some of the things that when you really realize that you got to make it a point. If you're saying, "Oh, I'm going private," that you go private, you stay private, and learn how to navigate as such. But at the end of the day, a lot of people say, "Oh man, if I'm operating private, that means I cannot go to the public side." Craig Hampton Freeze, or the Hampton Freeze, is designed for people as well in the public, for the public side, for tax purposes. If it's not in the private, then it is in the public. And if that's the case, the Hampton Freeze is a entity or something you would look into. But once again, some people say, "Oh, well, I don't have the money." Once again, then what would you be doing? What would you be doing? You would be focused on making sure your alignment is close to that. So as you get close to that, you can actually have and be structured just like that. No different. The only thing somebody can say is, "Oh yeah, well, qualification wise, we wouldn't call it a Hampton freeze because you don't have enough money." Okay, great. But at the end of the day, it's still something available to people at a lower level. So we appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listening, replay. You can feel free to reach out again. And we look forward to continuously bringing you some really good content. You all can take this, look at it, and make it a point to just everybody says, "Oh yeah, I want to get into the insurance." Well, oh, I have it. Well, he ain't got the Hampton freeze, and it's not so much about the call, the term, or anything of that nature. It's more about the actual, the way it's structured, the way it's designed, the way it's written. And so, are you doing things for tax purposes? Or are you doing things for uh, are you doing things for tax purposes? Or are you doing things for, "Oh, I just want to make a bunch of money"? That's the funny part about it. Some people are like, "Oh, I'm just trying to make some money," but they ain't thinking about the long-term implications. Exactly. That's the difference. Appreciate everybody for tuning in live, listen, replay. Always appreciate everybody that tunes in live and tunes in and replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian at trustchristian.com. Once again, that's Christian at trustchristian.com. Look forward to hearing from you. Peace and joy.